Yeah, let's see context in data analysis expressions. Which type of context we are using in the data analysis? This following measures or demonstrate like how the row context and the filter context operating in the calculation formula. Yeah. Well, context is an important concept to understand if you want to write the expressions that written in the that results we accept. So we are having two types of context. The first one is row context and filter context. This row context is a formula that includes a function that uses filters to identify a single row in a table. The function applies a row context to each row in the table to which the filter is applied. It is applied by the rows and calculated by the rows. It's not including the column. It is only the filters applying in a column, not the column in the rows. And the next filter context. Filter context is the one or more filters applied in a calculation which determine a single value of the result. We can use a filter context to reduce the values that are included in a calculation. So this filter is refers to the filters applied on the data, such as like slicers or filters in a report. For the row context, it is refers to the current row or being processed in a calculation. And we also having the evaluation context that refers to the environment in which a formula is being evaluated, including the current row or filter or any other factors. So this in a calculated column, the row context is being to calculate the value for each row. And in a measure, this filter context is used to calculate the value for the current filter selection. Yeah, how we are going to manipulate this DAX function? Let's see. We are using the calculate to change the filter in the context. And we are using the filter. Filter is like changing the rows in the context. And we are using the all. All is for removes all filters from the filter context. All except. All except it removes all filters except the specified ones. And the next one is related. Related is changes the row context to a related table. These are the manipulating of DAX functions in the context. So here the example of using row context and the filter context in a measure. So here we are declaring as a measure name UK sales. So now I'm going to calculate the sales of UK. So here I'm using the syntax as calculate total sales, comma, customers, country is equals to UK. So here I'm going to calculating the particular country as UK. This is in the table of customers. I'm calculating the column as total sales. So this calculate is a function. Total sales is a column name and this customers is a table name and this country is a column name. For the column name, I use it to select UK as a country. So I'm going to filtering the country as UK and I'm going to calculate it row text as total sales. So here I'm going to calculating the only the total sales. Yes. Then you will get as the total sales of in the country UK. Yeah, this formula is using for the total sales and it applies a filter of UK so that only the sum of UK sales will be written in the result. This is the combination of row context and filter context in a measure. Yeah, the next one is calculated columns. These calculated columns are added to tables by applying DAX formulas to the existing data. Whatever the data we have already importing into that Power BI desktop, that existing data, for that data you can add different types of tables and applying DAX formulas, that is a calculator columns. So the DAX formula defines the value in a new column. Rather than, we can also use querying the data sources to create the column. And we can create calculated columns by concatenating strings or multiple numbers together, or combining the data from anywhere in the model. And these calculated columns are similar to the measures, but the differences is how they are used. And these measures are used in the value areas for the visualization. And these calculated columns are used in the axis like legends or group fields. This is the difference, common differences using of the calculated columns and the measures. Yeah, this is an example of, there are ways, example of to write the creating of calculated columns in a data model. So here we are declaring the full name is equals to first name using of the logical operators and the last name. This is like creating a calculated column using an existing data. We have already done the data into this Power BI desktop. It's already existing one. So we are declaring the measure name, full name is equals to, and the first name, and we are going to calculate it the last name. Combining the two names, first name and the last name, we'll get the full name as a result. So the syntax of this full name is first name using of the and operators and last name. So you can add the first name and the last name will appear as using of the full name. And the next one is it's referred to the column in another table, that we must include the table name using the related function. So here we are using the related, like creating a calculated column using the related function. So here you can use the related function in the query. So here we are using location. Location is equals to related countries of region and city. So here we are going to relating the tables like region as well as country. Sorry, region as well as city in the countries. So we are relating the columns, region and the city column. Region column and the city column in the country table, we are going to relate it. So that's why we are using the related function in the query. Yeah, this is the two ways to write for the creating of calculated columns in the data. Yeah, like calculated columns, we can use this combination of existing table, use union function, and creating of a new calculated table using natural inner join. If you want to join one table to another table, we can use natural inner join, and creating a calculated table using the data table function. These are the different types of functions you can use for the both report view and the data view in the Power BI desktop. Let's see about the measures in the Power BI. Measures in Power BI. Yeah, yeah. We have discussed about the calculated columns in the previous, right? So these measures in Power BI are the calculations used to analyze and aggregate the data. They are defined using DAX formulas, and that can be used to create custom calculations, perform data analysis, and create data visualizations. Type of measures in Power BI. Yeah, we have already seen the calculated tables, calculated columns, and calculated measures. Yeah, this Power BI Measures helps to discover insights in our data into that might otherwise be hidden. Or these measures using of the aggregate functions such as average, minimum, maximum, count, distinct, or complex calculations that we can use a DAX function. Measures are created by using the DAX formulas and within extensive library of functions, operators, and the constraints. This is about the measures in the Power BI and why we are using the measures. What are the benefits of using the measures? So it is used for the custom calculations to analyze the data and the data analysis to performing complex data analysis and the modeling. And the next one is data visualizations that can create dynamic and interactive visualizations. And the next, flexibility. It is having the easy update and modify measures as needed. And the reusability. Share and reuse these measures across the reports. Yes. And the common use cases of these measures in the Power BI is aggregations. Aggregations like we are using the functions sum, average, count, etc. And the ratios. Ratios is like ratio, rate, percentage, etc. These are for the ratios. The trends, moving averages, year over year growth. This is about moving like trends, trend cases, and the KPI values, key performance indicators, such as sales growth or customer satisfaction. Yeah, you can also use this for planning and forecasting of your data. This is about the benefits and use cases of these measures in the Power BI.